get this look with affordable makeup? Stay tuned.
So before we start with makeup, I'm gonna add a little bit of moisture to my lips with my Aquaphor. That way it'll just soften it up and give me a little bit of moisturized lips. I am 54 years old. I have extremely dry, mature skin. I have lots of fine lines and wrinkles. The lovely thing of getting older, and hopefully adds wisdom and experience to my face. So let's start today with the foundation. And today I'm going to use the Pretty Fresh hyaluronic acid tinted moisturizer. Now this is pretty full coverage. It gives me a good coverage base, and this is in the color Light 8N. So we're going to start with that. And if you watched last week, I got the new Nikki LaRose Pro Artistry brushes from BK Beauty, and it comes with 7 brushes. And I made a mistake last week of the sides of this multi-use, multi-side brush. I said this side was for creams, and actually it's this side is for creams and this side is for powder. So I wanted to start that off first. But today we're going to use the correct side, the cream side, to go ahead and put on this tinted moisturizer. And of course my skin can use all the help it can get when it comes to moisture. And as you can see, you know, I have freckling, and there are times where I really don't mind it showing through. Today is kind of one of those days. We're just gonna go ahead and just put on all over. And if I need a little extra coverage somewhere, which I'm really not thinking I'm gonna need today, I will put some concealer under my eyes, which is also this Pretty Fresh line. Put a little bit more. It's been a little bit since I've used this. I've been trying a lot of different foundations lately, and so I've been playing to see. So stay tuned. I'm going to have some foundation reviews for you, for those of us who have mature dry skin and want some luminous and some affordable choices for foundation. All right, let's just get the neck matching the rest of the face. This is actually a pretty good color match for me. We're gonna warm it up a bit with bronzer and blush. I enjoy this brand so much. I know in the beauty community they tend to get a little bit of a bad reputation because they do so many makeup releases that people kind of get tired of it. I always love new fun things. So there we are. And then I'm just gonna gently take this and rub it on my Sigma switch to get some of the product off, because we're going to use this with another cream. So we'll get that rubbed off gently. And then let's go ahead and I'm going to do my brows. And I'm going to start off with the ColourPop Brow Gel. It's just a clear gel, just to hold my brows in place while I go ahead and give them a little lining. And then after I line them or fill them in, I will go ahead and put another coat of this on just to get them firm in place. Now this isn't a super hold product, but this is one of those days that I don't need a massive hold. And then I am going to be using the ColourPop brow pencil in taupe. So this is their brow pencil and it's in taupe. And I love that it just has this micro fine tip. So you can draw in very well. I'm going to go ahead and underline. I'm going to switch my mirror to 5 times. Oh, there we are. So I can get a good line on this. I do like to give a little bit of a line underneath. I have very thin, sparse brows, and I do like to give them a little bit of volume with my pencil. So I do add a little bit to the bottom and to the top to just give them a little more fullness. I draw that in and then go in and give myself some strokes. I like doing these more uncut so you can see what it takes, how long it takes to actually put on a face. Now, I take a little bit longer because I'm explaining things to you. These are things you could probably go through pretty quick, and when I'm not recording these, it tends to go a bit faster. I do like to take my time. I like to play with makeup. I really, so the opposite of my family, my daughter, my adult daughter, is very much a natural beauty, and she doesn't like to wear makeup all that often. Only when she goes out and she looks beautiful. I also have a sister who is 10 years younger than me, and she also is not a makeup girly and just goes, you know, she just does makeup when she wants to go out on a date night, maybe with her husband or whatever she might need it for. So I'm really the one in the family who's the glam girl, who's the loves to get dressed up even when she has no place to go. It's just how I am wired. So there are the brows. Go ahead and give them a little brush through, and then we'll put a little bit more of the gel on them just to give them their shape a little bit. I am going to go through and make sure we're all cleaned up, and then go back in with the brow gel. Make sure everything just holds a little bit in place. Okay, so there are the brows. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and prep my eyes for eyeshadow, and they have this Party Proof eye primer. Now this, I just received an order from ColourPop, and so I am just trying this product for the first time. So let's get this on. Okay, so it's a little doe foot applicator. This is in the color Caramel. Trying to get a little bit of this discoloration on my eyes. Now, this is not great. I don't know why I have not had very good experience lately trying eye primers. I don't know why that is. I have a couple of eye primers that I really like, but I wanted to give this a try because I love this brand so much that I wanted to see. And we're going to go in with a little brush and try to get a little bit of a blend on this. This applicator is interesting. It's like, you can tell here, but it's a super flat little paddle. It is definitely not giving quite the coverage I had hoped. But I'll definitely keep playing with it and see what it does. I'm just gonna kind of tap this in with my fingers. And it's a really good idea that if you're using your fingers to tap in anything around your eyes, that you use, you know, your ring finger or your pinky, because they tend to have less strength in them, so you don't have so much pull and stuff on your eyes. Okay, so we'll see how that holds. We'll see how that holds the eyeshadow for the day. And then let's go in with some concealer. I do want to do a little bit of dark circle concealing under here, and then I will use, so this will be the one I will use for my inner corner area. And then this one I will use to kind of match my more natural skin tone. So I just like to put just the smallest amount. I used to make the mistake of putting lots of concealer on because I thought I needed to, and really you just need the smallest amounts to get it to cover. The more you put on, the more likely you're going to get extra creasing and extra cakiness underneath your eyes. These are probably two of my most favorite concealers that I have. And I am a drugstore girly. I do have a few high-end products, but I really truly am a drugstore girly. So I'm gonna let that kind of marinate in a little bit, and then I'm gonna just add a teeny bit like right here under the eye so that it kind of blends out so we don't have a totally bright under eye. So I'm just gonna put that right there, right kind of in the middle, so that it just kind of blends in together. Again, these are extremely hydrating if you have extremely dry under eyes. This is a great hydrating formula that I really enjoy. And again, it is really truly one of my favorite concealers, and probably ones that I wear more often than not on a daily basis. Let's go in with the Nikki LaRose N16 brush, which is kind of this paw brush. And so now that it's had a little time to set, I'm just going to go ahead and start patting that in. And you can see that it does give quite a bit of coverage under the eye. And I like to go up into this inner area because I do have some purpling and dark circles in that area, or darkness in that area. And so you can see here that they just blend very nice when I use the darker color. Hold please while the dogs bark. No. All right, so you can see this eye is done so far. So we're going to go ahead and work on this eye. I am on grand puppy duty this weekend. So I have my dog and I have my daughter's dog. And so if you hear a little growling, barking, that is it. All right, so we've got that worked in, patted in. Okay, so you see got a little bit of coverage there, got a little bit of brightness there to kind of open up the eye. I am going to go ahead again and use my Sigma switch and just take some of this product off so that if I want to use this again, I can. Okay, now let's go continue with the complexion. And so now let's go to one of my favorite products now that I do use every day. And I did in my recent order get another one for backup just in case. And it is the bronzer stick. Let's see if I can get this in focus. There we go. And this is in the shade Laguna Beach. I just love the color on this. It's not too warm. I like a cooler undertone. And so I am going to go ahead and place this kind of, some of the makeup artists I have been following talk about makeup for mature women, how to kind of chisel out our faces and the correct placement. And so I've learned lately that I used to do it in the hollow of my cheekbone, so like right in here. And to give a more lift to the face, they say to go above the hollow and to go a little bit higher up on your cheek. So that's what I've been doing lately. And so I've been doing this. And then on this side, do the same thing. It just gives me a lift. And then this is so soft and blendable and emollient. I just love it. And then I'm going to give my nose a little bit of contour. One of the things that I don't like about my face is this little downturn I have on my nose. And so I put a little bit of contour to kind of push that back in. And then I go across the nose to give me a little bit of a bridge there. And then as we age, our jaws or jowls can begin to fall. So I'm just going to give myself a little bit of chisel on that and just run this right like that. So that is what we're looking at. And the great thing is that it gives you time to blend. There's no, it is so creamy and so good that it just gives you that time to get it blended out. And so I'm just gonna actually use this side again and just start blending that in. I mean, I don't know if you can see just how easy this just goes right into the skin. It just blends out so beautifully, and it's such a beautiful color. And so here I go up because I want it to, pull up on to give me that lift. And then I'm gonna actually use this then. We're gonna go down here and blend out the jawline. I like taking it up, getting a little bit on my ear. I am gonna be wearing my hair down today. And so I'm gonna just get this all blended in. Put a little bit on my ear just to make sure. All right. Now I'm going to go in with that little paw, and I'm just going to work on my nose, getting that blended in. And across the bridge, and then a little bit under here. So there we go. We have our bronzer on. I know I got a little bit of extra light going on today, so but that is the bronzer. Now let's go. I have a choice between two colors of the blush stick. This one is Pretty Thing. So this is the blush stick in Pretty Thing. Pretty color. Or we have a more neutral color. And this is, I believe this is Cool It. Let's see, I think with what I'm wearing today, I'm gonna try the Pretty Thing. And so I think I'm gonna use the Nicola Rose N14 brush, and I'm just gonna go in and just actually not swipe this on my face, but put this on the brush and go in, put it on that way. So again, we'll start at the top of the cheekbone to give that kind of lift. Ooh, it's a pretty color. And then I do like to bring it in a little bit on the apples of my cheeks, but to give it that lift, and put a little bit more on, and do the same on this side. It's a really pretty color. I am going to set it with one of their Super Shock blushes that I love the color of. So put a little bit on a little bit more on the apple of my cheek, and then I just kind of like to run it along my nose, give a little bit on the forehead, a little bit of the excess that might be there, just kind of put it all together. So that's pretty. Okay, so we've got that done. And then let's go ahead and move into the eyes. We'll add some highlighter and do a few finishing touches here. But right after Christmas, they were having a sale, and so I decided to pick up a few more eyeshadow palettes. And I grabbed this Flutter by palette. And I have a thing for butterflies. And it's mostly because of the story that they go through in their lives and the transformation they make from a caterpillar to a butterfly. And so I just was so inspired by this palette, and I just love the color story. I am a purple girl. I love to wear purple on my eyes as a brown. As for having the dark brown eyes that I do, purple is one of the colors that really adds to helping my eyes pop out a little bit more. And so let's see, what are we going to play with today? So I think I'm going to start in the crease with this color right here. And of course I don't have my glasses with me, so I can't read that. But that's the one. I will have all of this listed down in the description box. I'm going to use the Nicola Rose N13 brush, and we're going to start in this color. Tap off, and then just run it. And that's a pretty color. Ooh, I like that. Now, I do have deep set eyes, so my eye socket goes in. And so I like to use the real estate above that crease area to put a majority of my crease color, or my starting crease color, up more on my brow bone, because I do have a little extra real estate up there. And so, you know, you need to do what's best for your eye shape. I just find that this works best for me. The shadow is going on pretty nice over that primer, which is good. And then we'll move over here. I really like this color. It's not super, you know, neutral. It's cool toned pinky mauve, which I really, really, really like this color. And we'll deepen it up in the actual crease to give it more dimension, but I'm definitely liking this color up there, which I believe is, let's see if I can read it better on the box, because I didn't bring my glasses in with me this time. Is it Wild Thing? I guess I should have brought my glasses in. Okay, now let's go ahead. I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm going to use my switch to dust it off so that I can use another color with it. But as you can see, it's got that nice dusty mauve color. I think we're going to deepen it up with, I'm going to tap into both of these. So this one, let's see, can I get it to focus? Why is this not focusing? Okay, so I'm going to tap into this one here and this one up here. So I'm going to start just tapping into both. And then I'm going to use that here in the actual crease. And then blend it up into the other color, just to give it more dimension. And blend it up into that. Do the same on the other eye. Okay, so there is that, those two combined. Okay, then I think I'm going to go ahead and use this color here, which I believe is Mariposa, on the full lid. Yeah, this one right here. And I'm just going to use my pinky finger for that. So I just put it on my pinky finger and put it, oh, that's pretty. It's got a nice sparkle to it. I like that. Ooh, that's pretty. And it's a really fine glitter. Like, it's not super, it's not a you wouldn't even notice it. It's a glitter on your eyes. Let's see here. Okay, so we're going to give a little more dimension to the outer corner here. And I'm actually going to go in with the N12 and just kind of, which is a little more of a compact tip brush. It's hard to see here. There we go. And I'm just going to kind of build this up, do a little bit maybe of a wing to pull out my, to kind of lift my eye up a little bit. As you can see there. And do the same over here. I don't know why it is. I always want to open my mouth. I just think that's so funny that I want to do that. And then we're just going to give a little more dimension here, a little more dimension here to kind of like blend this all together. This outer V area. I'm going to leave the bottom lash alone today. Well, maybe not. I'm just going to bring it a little bit down here just to give it a little cohesiveness. There we go. There we go. Okay, I think that is looking good. All right, I think we're gonna go in with this brush again and just kind of clean up the edges a little bit. And just so we get that little bit sharper line. Okay, and then I'm going to clean off this blending brush again. And we're just gonna go in and just make sure that everything here looks blended. There we go. And since I do lash extensions, they sometimes can be a little more of a pain when you're putting on your eye makeup, but I go ahead and just give these a little brush out. Now I don't have, for some reason, I'm trying to think, I'm sure they do, and I don't know why I don't have one of their setting powders or translucent powders. I'm sure they have them. So I'm just going to use another drugstore brand. You can see I've used this quite a bit before. It's got a dirty cap. But this is the Moira, and it is it has 3 colors in it. It has, here, I'll put the lid back on. But this is kind of supposed to be like that dupe for the Givenchy Prism Libre. And so I'm going to just use this today to go underneath my eye to set that down. So I'm going to use the N16 brush. I'm just going to brush off any extra stuff that might be on there on my switch. I'm just going to come in and just press in any creasing that might have happened. And then we'll just lightly, well, we'll tap in here. We'll tap in the thing. And then one of the makeup artists, they said, you know, put it in the palm of your hand, because then it evens the powder out in the brush. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pat that in, just to give this under eye some longevity. And we'll get right in there in that inner corner and pat it out. Okay, looking pretty good there. So didn't need a lot to go ahead and finish that out. So now I'm going to go ahead and go in with the ColourPop Super Shock blush in the color Prenup, which is one of my favorite colors. Just such a pretty mauve. And I'm going to use the N15 brush. Just going to tap that in. This is kind of a cream, like it is a little bit of a cream formula, but we're just going to add that to kind of set the blush. that we put on earlier, just to give it longevity. I just like to brush it around. So there is with the blush. And now let's decide. I think I am going to, I can't decide if I want to use the highlighter sticks. This one is in glazed, which is a little more gold in color. You can see where the powder is on my, you can see where I powdered off my hand, but it's a little more golden color. Or if I want to use this new one I just picked up, it's called Candy Floss, and it is a pink, and it's a marbled pink and white highlighter. I think I'm going to go with the Candy Floss. One of my other favorite highlighters from them that I wear probably on the daily is the Whimsical Ride, which came in their Small World collection with Disney. It's a gold and a pink, and oh, it's just beautiful. And I usually wear that on a daily basis. So here is, let me put this on my hand here. Let's see here, so you can see just how pretty. Ooh, that is really pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this just right at the high point. Now this does have a little more like glitter in it than my other one does, so it may emphasize a little more texture than you might like. But it does give a nice glow. So I'll put a little bit on this. Oh, I just love the feel of their super shocks. Not only their blushes, and they actually have they had some super shock bronzers. They have super shock shadows, individual shadows that I love. In fact, I'm probably gonna put on, did I get it out? Oh, I didn't get it out, darn it. One of my favorite colors is the color Frog, and it's just this pink, silvery, goldy toned topper, glitter topper. I love to have a little bit of glitter on my eyes. So we're gonna go back into this palette, and I think I'm gonna use this, this color right here. Just a little bit in the brow bone and in the inner corner, just to give it a little more brightness. Let's just go in and get the upper, maybe a little bit more. Let's get this upper brow bone, a little highlight there, and up here. That's pretty color, like that. And then let's go ahead and get that on the inner corner. It's not super brightening, but at least it's going to give a little bit of brightness there to the inner corner. Take it up and in a little bit so it kind of all blends together. So there's that. Okay, so let's assess things here, what we've got going on. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this around. Let's see what we're working with here. All right, I guess it's time for lips. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna wipe off the Aquaphor I put on. And we are going to use the Lippy Stick in color Good and Plenty. And this is a darker mauve color. Ooh, this is really pretty. Let's see if I can get it. See if I can get the top off. And ooh, that's a pretty color. All right, so I brought out two of their fresh, one is Fresh Kiss, one is So Glassy. I think we're gonna go with the Fresh Kiss based on this. So I'm gonna just go ahead and line my lips. They're pretty color. Obviously, I just got this in the order I placed. As you can see, it's gliding on very nicely. It's not pulling or tugging. I'm gonna go ahead and it's hard to talk while you're lining your lips, sorry guys. Okay, and then I'm just gonna fill them in a little bit. Actually, you know what? I think I am just gonna do the gloss today. So go ahead and fill in the full lip. It's nice and creamy. It doesn't feel drying on the lips at all, which is nice. Got a little yellow line right there. So that is Good and Plenty, the lip liner. And then I think I'm going to use this So Glassy. And this is in the color Newport? At least that's what it looks like from what I can see. Should have brought my glasses in. I don't know why I didn't bring into the glasses. So it's just a really pretty, let's see here. Put this back. So it's a really just pretty gloss. Pinky mauve gloss. Just go ahead and get that on. That's a pretty color. Just pretty natural. I mean, just pretty, goes right perfectly with this lip color. With the lip pencil, I should say. So here is the look. I'm going to turn the light off on my mirror and see if that gives us not such a, ooh, that makes it a lot darker. But then you can see here, you can see the highlighter on there. And so this is the look. Okay, so let me go do my hair and get dressed. Now, I believe that this is the first step in the getting dressed with purpose. And so let's go do the hair, let's get dressed and put the whole package together. I'll be right back. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of what we used. Let's go in reverse order. So let's start with the lips. We used the Newport So Glassy Gloss with the Good and Plenty lippy pencil is what they call it. And then let's work on the complexion. I used the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid tinted moisturizer for the base, and I used the two Pretty Fresh different colors for the concealer for under the eye. So I used the lighter color in the inner and then put the darker color in the middle. And so we used the bronzers. So we used the bronzer stick in Laguna Beach. And then we used the blush stick in Pretty Thing. And then we did the eyes. I used the Pretty Fresh eye primer. Gonna have to play with this some more. Everything else so far, top notch. Loved, love, 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 love. What I didn't, but this one, gonna have to play with a little bit more and see if I can get it to work a little bit better. But it looks like it, you know, did pretty well with allowing the eyeshadow to blend on top of it. We used the Super Shock blush in Prenup over Pretty Thing. And then we used the Candy Floss highlighter on the cheeks. And then I think the star of the show was this Flutterby eyeshadow palette. And it is just a stunning. So I used, let's see, I used this in the crease and outer V. I used this as the liner and wing and to deepen up the outer V a little bit. And then I used this in the inner corner. And then I used this shade all over the lid, this one right here. So super excited about my new ColourPop finds. And obviously I used the majority of my Nikki LaRose brushes. I did get some other brushes, so I will be using those probably next time, but these are just, they're so amazing. They're so soft, and I can't wait to show you some new brushes that I got that I'm super excited about as well. So here is the final look. Remember, you get to choose every day to dress with purpose.